And welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Evan, guys. As always, bringing you all the latest news from the greatest club in the world, the most successful team in football, Rangers FC. As I explained to you this morning, I am currently away, not at home, nowhere near my recording equipment, but always committed to bringing you the very latest news, no matter what. So sorry for the video quality is not up to the usual standards for the channel, and obviously the audio, obviously not up to the usual standards, but you know what? Committed to do it, committed to bring you all the latest news to do with Glasgow Rangers. So, as it suggested, it was all about this young man here, Ianis Hagi. Now, obviously, Hagi has had a very difficult last 12 months in terms of his injury, that disastrous knee injury that he had, that he sustained, that has kept him out for an awful long period of time. He obviously came back in very recent times and had a number of starts, and was back amongst the goals at Hibs, a goal that was met with great emotion by Ianis. Particularly, obviously, when his teammates joined him to celebrate after he scored that goal at Easter Road. He spoke even, didn't he, about the emotion of that goal and how it all just came back to him. Those 12 months had come back to him over his recovery from injury. Now, some people have obviously a doubt whether Hagi's going to come back and be the same player that he was perhaps during that 55 season, after this injury that he sustained. Hagi is someone who is seen as perhaps even been a saleable asset for Rangers in terms of raising some extra funds for the summer transfer rebuild that is currently ongoing. Now, previously, obviously, Hagi had been linked in with a move to a number of clubs like Gala, like Celta Vigo, and even down south, teams like Villa and Leeds. But, his father had obviously in past had cast doubts over that and said, why would he want to leave? In the words of Ianis Hagi, he's the best player at Rangers, which obviously, your dad says about you, doesn't he? Your dad always backs you. That's the way it is. And your family do, don't you? Your mum and your dad always say you're the greatest ever, even if you're not the best at a certain place. Now, there has been obviously doubts over whether Ianis has the ability to come back and operate with the same intensity and ferocity in the Scottish Premier League after that knee injury. And obviously some people as well cite that Ianis has a slight lack of pace. But, that's something he more than makes up for with his technical ability, skill, vision and passing ability. He is an exceptionally talented young man. However, his father has been talking about a rumour that is currently circulating that Ianis is interested in going to play in Spain. Now, he was linked with a £3 million move to Celta Vigo just very, very recently. But that rumour was denied. But apparently there are new rumours currently circulating that teams in La Liga are very interested in securing the services of Hagi Jr. and they want to bring him to Spain, something his father appears to be more keen on now than he was in the past. And no doubt that Georgie Hagi, who obviously one of the finest footballers ever to play the game, does have some influence over his son. This is what Georgie had to say when talking to the media. He said that obviously he's had a difficult year, but I've seen him doing well again in the past few months. Obviously talking about the fact that Ianis has had to fight back and come back from that very difficult injury that he had. And, he has done well since he's come back. He has improved. He has got stronger. And I think obviously now, full pre-season, he could well be a key player for Rangers going forward. That is Michael Beale has already spoke about the fact that we do need two good players for every single position. And Hagi could be well fill that, obviously, with the likes of Cantwell and Lawrence and Dowell. That skill level in midfield has certainly been raised. Ianis's dad went on to say this. He said, I played in Spain for many years. Hopefully one day Ianis can too. He is happy at Rangers, but football in Spain would be good for him. Now, obviously here, not definitely ruling anything out, not definitely ruling anything in, not saying anything's immediately going to happen, but interesting nonetheless that, Georgie is saying about the fact that he had played in Spain. Now, Georgie Hagi did play for Real Madrid and Barcelona, see the two best clubs in Spain. And he says, hopefully one day that he can do it, that Ianis can go there. But saying that football for him in Spain would be good for Ianis, that perhaps the slower, more deliberate build-up that goes on in Spain, the style of football that is played in La Liga is perhaps more suited to Ianis's style, whereas the rough tumble, a million miles an hour of the SPL perhaps is not really, suited to Ianis, especially obviously since perhaps when you come back from an injury like Ianis has had, you are in danger of losing the yard of pace, certainly a yard that Ianis did not have to lose. He did say, he started to play again. He started some games at Rangers, and now he's feeling good. Hopefully, he can continue as he was before. So obviously, Ianis, his dad, has very high hopes for him that he can return and be back at the level he was during that 55 season. But it's interesting, nonetheless, that there appears to be a firm link now, with the fact that clubs on the continent are getting interested in Ianis Hagi, that they do want perhaps to bring Hagi across to the continent. Could La Liga be a good move for him? Would it be something Rangers would consider? And would that be, how much? 3 million, 5 million? My personal opinion is that personally, I would hang on to Hagi. I'd try my best to hang on to Ianis for at least another season. If Ianis can return to the form he showed during 55, then I think there's a good, strong possibility that any future sale of Hagi would be for more money than it is now. With clubs, obviously, the asking price, well, not the asking price, the price that the bid seems to be about 3 million. I think, another season, Hagi has a good season next year, we win 56, which I think there's a good chance that we do. That Hagi could be worth 5-7 million even, which is obviously would bring in more money for the club and certainly help with that player trading model that they want to introduce to the team. So, guys, what do you think? Hagi to Spain this summer, or do we try and hang on to him for another year and perhaps then sell him on next summer to pay and to obviously bring in better players again next season when we go again and we build again, hopefully on the back of a good run in the Champions League and Title 56? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, as always, I'll be back to speak to you again on this channel really soon. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. Like I said, I am away at the moment, not at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us. Obviously, I know the quality is not the usual standard, so apologies for that, but we are the people.